Hi everyone, it's me, Tim. Today I want to show you scenes from a life spent in game development. Let me tell you where this came from. I'm thinking, so do not hold me to this, I'm thinking about writing a book on game development. Basically, get rid of all the memoir stuff that gets people riled up and, why didn't you give me credit? Why did you tell this story about me? Bleh. Just stuff about here's how I recommend making games. Kind of throw together I got about 250 videos now. Just put them all together, write a book with a lot more examples and maybe code fragments and design fragments and stuff like that. While I was doing that, I was looking through photos I have. I have thousands of photos digitized. I'd have 2,000 alone from family photos, and then another few thousand or more from just everything else. So I thought I would kind of arrange some of these in the 5 chapters of my career, one for every company I worked at. So Cybron, Interplay, Troika, Carbine, and Obsidian. So I'm going to try doing that, and we'll just see how it goes. These are things that would not be worthwhile having, their own video. Anyway, so here we go. Let's start with Cybron. I worked at Cybron from 1981 to 1986. I wish they had a logo. They didn't have a logo. I had a shirt that said Pegasus, but then they changed their name to Cybron. Here is an image I found on Etsy of the Grand Slam Bridge game, the only game we made. And if you look, there's no logo on the box, on the manual. But if you look really closely on the discs in the label, at the top, kind of over on the left, it says copyright 1986, 1987 Cybron. That's it. That's everything Cybron got. I also couldn't find any pictures of myself. So I'm like, at Cybron. So I'm like, okay, here's what I looked like while I worked at Cybron. Here's my high school photo when I was 16. Here's my high school photo when I was 17. This is me and the other valedictorian. We were both tied for valedictorian, and we thought about taking this picture in the library. My friend Joel was the photographer, and she actually beat me. So she became valedictorian. I was salutatorian, I think they call it. So she worked a lot harder than me. Angie deserved it. And then here I am at 19. I would have been at UVA. I was hiking in the Shenandoahs and I found a rock full of fossilized wormholes. Yay. So this would have been about 85. And I worked at Cybron for one more year, and then I took a summer off. My mom said, take a summer off before I went to grad school. So I was at grad school for a while, and then I started working at Interplay. I worked at Interplay from 91 to 98. And here is a picture taken, I think this was 94. This is everyone who worked there. We all went outside. That's our building on Fitch Street in Irvine, and I'm in there somewhere. I think I'm in the middle. Good luck finding me. Later, the programmers went outside together and took a picture. You can probably find me there, although a lot of people think I'm the one on the far right. I'm actually standing next to him. That's Greg Christensen, who made Caverns of Mars for the Atari 800. So I was in awe that somebody like that worked there. And then this is a picture of the Fallout team. This was probably taken in 97 before we shipped. So I think that was on the Fallout webpage. This is the only picture I have of one of the heads that we used. It's a mutant. I don't know who the head up the top is. I thought it was Morpheus. I'm not sure. But these were on display in Interplay's lobby behind glass, so that's why there's a big reflection on it. You've all seen this picture of me wearing the bag on my head in my office. For some reason, people like to take pictures of me at my desk. Here's another one where Nick Kesting was a scripter. He came in my office one morning to grab cinnamon bread. That's what's down there at the bottom. I used to make cinnamon bread probably 2 or 3 times a week, and I bring it in the morning, and it was first come, first serve. If you come to my office, there's 8 hot slices of cinnamon bread if you get there first. People ask me to save it for them. I'm like, nope, I'm not getting into this. Then I found this picture. This is me talking to T. Ray Isaac, the artist who did a lot of the Fallout Vault Boy pictures. This is the original photo. Somebody took my picture, and I wasn't expecting it. And this was the picture that was used to explode my head if you type boom in the credits. Then I found this picture. This is not at Interplay. This is on the Fallout, the 20th anniversary. So this would have been 2017. Leonard and Jason and I used to get together if not every year, almost every year. We just have lunch. This is after Troika fell and before I moved out of the area. We'd try to have lunch once a year. Okay, so then we go on to Troika. I worked at Troika, and owned Troika with Leonard and Jason from 1998 to 2005. Again, people like to take pictures of me at my desk. If you look closely on my screen, there's a picture of Batboy. Batboy was... I just like this picture. I don't know why. I actually printed out this picture, and put it in my wallet as a wallet photo. And I'd tell people this was my 2nd grade school photo. And I was really proud of my sweater. I would literally show that people. When people would ask me for ID, I'd show them this. Again, I like to wear bags on my head. That's Tiffany Chu, who was QA at Troika. She's gone on to a whole career as a producer at various companies. I think she's concerned for my mental health here. That's my office behind my bagged head. This is the first day I brought Cooter to work. This would have been sometime in 2000, because the first anniversary of this was September. I know this was September 11th, 2000, because we were planning to have a 1-year party for Cooter September 11th, 2001, and that didn't happen. This was the first photo we took at Troika. This would have been 99, early 99, one of our conference rooms. Look how young we are. This is a picture of a lot of us at the Arcanum press event in 2001 up at the Magic Castle in Los Angeles. This is a picture of the Temple of Elemental Evil team. This would have been 2002, I think. I think this is the whole team. I think this is everybody who worked on it, plus the dog, who was shy and didn't want to look at the camera. By the way, Daniel Alpert in the bottom right, he went on to be the lead artist or the art director on Outer Worlds. Again, people like to take pictures of me at my desk. That's a background I kept of Zugtmoy. We also took a picture because we used to play D&D every Wednesday, and I was trying to teach 3rd edition and then 3rd and a half to the rest of the team. We actually played. This is something that Daniel Alpert made when I had rescued a crawdad. We were having really bad rainstorms, and I used to find crawfish washed up, and they would die. So I would put them in a tank in my office and feed them peas and carrots, which they loved. One day, though, Pinchy got out of the tank, and nobody could find him. And Daniel Alpert made this to shame me. And later we found Pinchy dried up under Daniel Alpert's desk. So, sadness. Then I went to work at Carbine. I worked at Carbine from 2005 to 2011. Again, people like taking pictures of me sitting at my desk. By this time, I had worked on enough other games. I had Fallout and Arcanum. I had a lot of decorations up in my office. I went to Halloween, a Carbine Halloween party, dressed as Charlie Brown. Because if you shave my head, I'm pretty much Charlie Brown. Found the Charlie Brown shirt online, and one of the artists drew the swirl on my head. The next year I went as a pimp, and Long Nguyen went as one of the characters from Reno 911, and he chased me around the office. Long worked at Troika, worked at Carbine, and later worked at Obsidian on the Outer Worlds. And then I was getting interviewed at my desk by G4. I think this is the interview that ended up in the Fallout 3 DVD, the making of Fallout 3. On my birthday in 2010, they covered my office in candy. I have a bit of a sweet tooth. My desk was covered. They glued candy to the wall, all the walls and the ceiling. That was nice. Carbine was a fun time. Carbine had its moments. And then that brings us to Obsidian. I worked at Obsidian from 2011 to 2020. I'm still there as a contractor now, but I stopped being an employee in 2020. Again, people like to take pictures of me sitting at my desk. Don't know why. This is a picture from my desk of Dan Spitzley and Robbie Adadero. This picture is labeled Programmer Meeting. So this was in 2011. You can figure out what they're doing. I think they're deep in discussion about data structures. Also, if you remember the wig photo I showed on here a while back, at an Academy Awards party in 2018, we tried to reproduce it. I'm a little older, but it's the same wig and the same Oscar statue. Then I took a picture of this to send. I think I took this either with my camera or the webcam on my computer. This got turned into a meme in various places, and somebody at work put it on a shirt. Called it Timception. A shirt of me doing it, wearing a shirt of me doing it, wearing a shirt of me doing it. This is a Sisty Pig that I made for the original Outer Worlds game pitch. We pitched it, and we had to go to New York in the winter of 2017, I think. And I took it with me, and I didn't have room in my luggage, so poor Eric DeMilt, our producer, had to take it in his carry-on and explain it to people. Yes, those cysts on the Sisty Pig are removable. They're attached with Velcro. I ended up giving it to one of the producers at Take Two, and when they had their ship party, they ended up... Let me see if I can find it. They ended up... Oh, I can't find it. They had it at their... Oh, here it is. They had it at their ship party when we actually went out in 2019, which I thought was fun that they had kept it that long, and I'm happy it held together. It uses a lot of glue. I warned them not to keep it in an enclosed space. And then, after we got the Moonman helmet, one weekend I snuck it home and went around my house taking pictures of a day in the life of Moonman. And of course, the dog, which followed me around. The dog did not care that I was wearing this giant Moonman helmet. Did not care at all. Just followed me around. So, Moonman had a delicious 0G brew. Decided to open a can of saltuna and cook it. Go Moonman. Moonman also had to do his chores, laundry, and of course take a shower. At one point, Moonman fell down the stairs. Moonman found this very strange fallout shelter. Doesn't know what that's a reference to. Very confused. You can see the expression on his face. I brought it back that Monday, and nobody was the wiser. This is a picture that a friend of mine, Sissy Chang, she is a professional photographer. She took a picture. This is the entire, it's almost everybody, I think, Outer Worlds team. A lot of people can't find me in here. They think I'm the one standing on the right. That's Ryan Rosinski. He and I didn't look the same. We worked together at Obsidian, at Interplay. We didn't look the same there, but as we got older, we started looking like each other. This is a big chunk of the team came to the Game Awards in 2019 because Outer Worlds was nominated. I started doing conferences when I was at Obsidian. You probably know the GDC 2012 one where I did the postmortem of Fallout. But I also did Reboot in 2017 in Dubrovnik. Turns out T-Ray, Isaac, also gave a talk there. Why I hate my job. And I want to point out that wasn't about Fallout at Interplay. He and I also did a round table together. I'm trying to remember what we talked about. I don't remember. I just remember we laughed a lot. And we took a tour of Dubrovnik. Dubrovnik is beautiful. It's where they shot a lot of exterior scenes on Game of Thrones when they were walking through the city. I also did a couple conferences in Australia, GX, in 2016 and 2017. This is a round table I did with Dave Gator. I also managed to go around Sydney and sightsee. But what I really did is I hit up all the chocolate shops that were in Sydney. There were a lot. I think I went to 5 or 6 in one afternoon. And one of them was really nice and gave me a refrigerated bag because even though I was there in our winter, that's Australia's summer. It was very warm. And then finally, this is when I moved up to Seattle. I was setting up Zoom so I could do contracting work. It might have been Teams with Obsidian. And Abby would photobomb me. She'd hear me talking and she'd come in the room. Anyway, I thought you guys might like to see scenes from a life in game development over 40 years. Hope you liked it.